What's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Today on the program, our friend Jevon Rudder is back. I think he's going solo right now. We had Andrew Knox on from the Jevon Rudder band last time we spoke back in February. But we're going to catch up with Jevon and find out what's going on now in the next few minutes. Let's see. This week's shows, I have two public shows. I'm at the RAB in Conway, Arkansas on Friday night, my usual Friday night gig. At the video dance party, karaoke jam. Yes, I said karaoke. You're the stars of the show at the RAB in Conway, Arkansas on Friday nights. I'm there from 8 p.m. until 12:30 in the AM. They got a full bar. The kitchen's open. Good food. Try the food. Eat, drink, and have a good time. They got 10 diamond-style pool tables. In fact, they have a pool tournament on Friday night. So if you want to try your hand at playing pool and possibly make some money while you're doing it, check out the RAB, Conway, Arkansas. Friday nights from 8 p.m. until 12:30 in the AM. You're the stars of the show. And then on Saturday, my newest public gig. So excited to be in Little Rock, Arkansas at Mr. Brew's Tap House at the Park Plaza on University Drive. So good. So good. Always a good time. Good people, good staff. 48 different types of beer, and the burgers are delicious. Oh my goodness, they got good food, good drinks, a nice burger with a nice beer. I've heard that, I don't drink beer so much, but I watch the people, and they look like they're enjoying themselves so much, having a beer and a cold brew, and not just one type of beer. There's 48 different types of beer, and they change them out from time to time. So they'll have featured beers here and there, and let's try this one. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, let's try this one. Ooh, that's tasty. That's nice. That goes well with this cheeseburger or this bacon burger or this well-crafted. Ooh, so much good food, so much good drink, and good times. The people. That's what makes that place so good is the people, the staff there at Mr. Brew's Tap House in Little Rock, Arkansas. That goes from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. on Saturday night. Last night was great. So good. And Friday night at the RAB, always a good time. I'm so blessed. Hashtag blessed. There you go. I don't know. Is it hashtag? Do you do your hashtag that way in the air, or do you do your hashtag with the fingers crossed in the, hashtag blessed to have two public shows Friday night at the RAB, 8 p.m. until 12:30 in the AM, and then Saturday at Mr. Brew's Tap House in Little Rock from 6 until 10 p.m. So good. All right, that's it for the intro. Let's get into it with Jevon Rudder and find out what's going on with him. All right, I got him on Zoom, so if you're listening to the audio version, check out the video version on my YouTube page, youtube.com/user/KeysDAN. Zooming Jevon Rudder now. There it is. Oh, man, Jevon Rudder just got smarter technologically, even without his friend Andrew Knox. Fantastic. I know we discussed that last time back in February 2, that Andrew Knox is the technological guy, and then we are not. He is much better at the social meds and the website taken care of, and you're more of the lead singer, more of the head of the band, the guy that brings the group together and puts it all right. Jevon Rudder's back in the house. What's been going on, Jevon? It's been, I don't know, a few months since we talked last. You had Andrew Knox on, and now it's just solo, which is probably better. I like talking one-on-one. So if I had one with Andrew and one with you, it's a little better talking one-on-one, getting an idea of what's been happening with the Jevon Rudder band.
Well, I wish I had something exciting to report, but there's not really a lot happening, to be honest with you. I've recently moved out of the country, and as things are, kind of almost to a crawl at some point. We're just looking to put another single out. The first single went out. I think it was the 16th of January or something like that. The first single went out, and we're just getting prepared to put a second one out. And we've missed our window for all the festivals and shows and that kind of thing for the summertime. So I won't say we're on a hiatus, but I would say that things are kind of not as moving as quickly as I'd like them to move at this point.
Well, let me go back to that first statement, the bombshell you just dropped. You said, "Oh, nothing's happening except I moved out of the country." That is a big news. You moved out of Canada. Oh, Canada. The frozen tundra is not for you anymore. Where do you find yourself now?
I'm in Barbados.
Okay, you went completely the opposite way. I keep joking whenever I play the lotto, and that's almost every Monday I play the lottery, and I want to get, if I hit big, I keep, or actually on Mondays I check my ticket, and if I don't hit big, I go, well, I'll never make it to Belize on this. I'll never make it to Tahiti on this. You went to Barbados, baby. Yeah, you're in the Caribbean. I like it so much, man. How's island life? Is it island, right?
Yes. It's good. I mean, it's more therapeutic for me than anything else. Like, I've got so many injuries from the military. I've got 2 metal hips, and I've torn both of my Achilles. I've had 3 knee surgeries. My body feels like crap all the time, and I'm always in a hot tub or taking a hot shower, or, whatever, and I feel remarkably better down here. Just being here, I just feel my body feels a lot better. So, and it also is a real inspiration for writing, believe it or not. It gave me a new perspective and something new to think about, and almost a new style to get into, and creatively it's been great. So we'll see what the next iteration of music brings, but I mean, it's definitely inspired me to take a little bit of a different direction.
Yeah, going from the like I said, the frozen tundra, and I made fun of that a lot last time. That I figure Canada is always frozen. Going from that to the islands, you're going to be Bob Marley. You're going to be Jimmy Buffett. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be was it Israel Kalmokalakaloli with his oh man, I know I butchered his name. Rest in love, Israel, and shoot, all the other 2 that I mentioned too. Your island life. I'm from the Florida Keys, and that was island life. It wasn't nearly. Yeah. I've never been out of the country. I think we mentioned that before, but you're going to do just fine. And you said you had injuries. I mean, I had injuries in my 20s when I was in the firefighting and weightlifting, and I'm feeling it now in my 50s. I feel the injuries, and I'm guessing that they may not. I don't know if they're similar, but it's a lot. You have some. Was it mental as well as physical that came from all that?
Yeah, there's some of that stuff. I mean, it's probably harder mentally to know that you're not where you used to be, or you don't have the capabilities that you had. So that part of it is really, it was hard to pill to swallow. It was something that it took me a while to get over, and I can't lift the same in the gym. I can't walk as far. I just can't do all the things that I used to do, and that you still feel like, hey, if I have to, can I still protect my family? Do I have the strength left to do it? Like so there's a lot of questions and stuff like that came up about that for me. and but either way, I mean, as long as I'm feeling the way I'm feeling now, I'm okay.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Now,
Frustrating as all get out. One of my noms de plume was dancing Danny G. I used to dance. I used to break dance when I was in high school. And I wasn't the best break dancer. I couldn't spin on my head or anything, but I can get on my back and I can do the pops and locks.
Yeah.
Well, Friday night I had karaoke. A lady sang like a ska song. So I started doing some ska dancing, and I was ska dancing pretty hard. And it took about less than 5 minutes to get winded to where I was, I used to be able to do all this, get down and really hit it hard. But now, oh yeah, welcome to Old Man Corner. I need to get to the islands. I need to get on a beach. I remember how therapeutic that was. Just if you had some kind of scrapes or scars, you get in some salt water and it saves you. It heals you. Have you been in the salt water since you've been there?
I have. It's just like you said. It's something about being there, just soaking. I don't do a lot of swimming. I just kind of soak in there for 20 minutes and just kind of swim around, and you feel great after.
Man, Barbados. Oh, I got to get to the island. Okay, where is this? Is the sipping room down there, or is that something that you left back in Canada?
No, it's down here.
Okay, and you're doing that every Friday. You got a gig every Friday now?
That's correct.
Oh, that is hot, man. Every Friday I'm at the Rab. It's nice to have that stability, that people want you there and you want to be there. Do they treat you right? They send you home with a little bag lunch at the end of the night?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, no, they're great. It's a nice, cozy little room, and it keeps me playing and it keeps me inspired. It's just, I was hoping to do more of that stuff, or a lot of it with the band, and it didn't work out that way. So, in the meantime, while, who knows what's happening with that, I can at least keep playing and keep inspired and keep the chops up, and I get to play a lot of my original stuff when I go out there, so it's great.
So right now we're focusing on Jevon Rudder then, and not the Jevon Rudder band so much? Or did you pick up some more fellas and maybe ladies down there in Barbados?
Yeah, there's the scene down here is pretty active. I've already hooked up with some guys, and we'll see if a full band show comes up, and I'm ready to put something together in a short period of time. So this is what they call the low season down here, which is the tourism is not as high as it normally is. So a lot of places cut back on music until it picks back up. But I mean, that's another month or two, and that's it, and then it's back to business. So I figure by then I should probably have something happening and be playing, and if something else happens otherwise with the Jevon Rudder band, and I'm just a flight away from getting back and getting it happening. So
see, that's island life. That's island life right there. I lived like I said, in Key Largo, and it's mostly hospitality. You do a lot of fishing, a lot of hoteling. Your job is surrounded is contingent upon the tourism, and we had what we called snowbirds, and they started coming in the fall and into the winter. It was really a big the Florida Keys, the whole 63 islands is about 10,000 people, or at least it was back in the 90s when I lived there and into the 2000s. But when the snowbirds came, it would swell into 200,000, 250,000 people, depending on what time of the year it was. If it's the 4th of July, the Independence Day of the United States, it would swell. And there's only one street in and one street out. You had U.S. Highway 1 that would go in and out. And that road became so congested. The locals, I was firefighting back then, so trying to get to the firehouse. Well, most of the time we just stay there. Even if you were off duty, you'd stay somewhere around the firehouse, which is great. We had a gym across the street from the firehouse, and I would spend my time between one or the other, either the gym or the firehouse, just waiting for things to happen, especially when the population swells. I don't know how it is in Barbados. I'm guessing it's got to be similar, where there's tourism, and you got to make your quote unquote nuts during the winter months, and when the snowbirds come down. I got to get down there. My mom went to Belize and she loved it, and then I've had family that have been around the Caribbean. My grandma's from Cuba, grandfather's from Cuba, so the Caribbean is in my blood, in my life, and I got to get down there and maybe go see a Jevon Rudder show at the Sipping Room on Fridays. Just take a little vacay. Of course, I probably won't come back. If I ever do take a vacation, which I haven't done since 2009, I like a real vacation to where I go down to an island or go down to the ocean, I won't come back. I know I won't.
Well, you got one life to live, man, and you got to do what you got to do.
How did you end up in Barbados? Do you have people there, or it was just you pointed at the spot on the map?
No, I spent a lot of time here when I was a teenager. My parents are from here, and I still have a brother here, but I hadn't been in touch for probably the better part of 8 or 9 years. So when we were looking at places to go, we considered the U.S., but it was that would have been our number one pick. But it was just so difficult to navigate to get in there. It didn't matter what professional designation you had. It was just so tough, and we're just like, okay, I have citizenship here. This is available. What about Barbados? Let's check the cost of living. Well, it looks pretty comparable. Yep, looks like we can afford to do this, and off we went. We decided in mid-February that we were out of here, and we landed here on March 30th.
Wow, not too long after we talked. Like I said, February 2nd was when we chit-chatted last time, so a lot happened in that 1 month. I think, all right, I've only moved short distances between, one part of Florida to another part of Florida in my lifetime, and every time I've thought about moving, it's been within a week, sometimes within a day. I think I'm going to move to Orlando. Okay. And I'm there by the next weekend. I'm up in Orlando, and I think I'm going to go to Miami. Boom, by the next weekend. So it's always been very quick. You pack your belongings, your needs, and you go. But you had at least a familial background in Barbados, so it was nice that you did that. I like it that you said the U.S. was your number one choice. I go, in this economy? But I figure your Canadian dollars probably do stretch a lot further in Barbados. If you had a couple bucks in your pocket, you could live like a fat rat.
I don't know about that. It's pretty comparable by the time we do the exchange. It's just, we don't have access to all the same things. So, but I mean, as far as, your staples and stuff, they're about the same when we do the conversion. For most things, there's some things that are way more expensive, like strawberries and things like that are stupid amounts of money that I wouldn't pay for it. But I mean, for the most part, it's pretty okay. Now the U.S. would have been our dollar doesn't go too far down there, so that would have been another, issue. We would have had to look at some other options. But I mean, yeah, it's very similar to living in Canada, and we still have our house there. We'll probably go back and forth and what have you. But I mean, for the most part, at least for sure for the winter time, I'm scraping ice off my truck at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I just can't. So here I am.
Jevon Rudder, I'm going to help you make the statement right now. Sell that house in Canada. Move permanently to Barbados. Be an island man. Island Jevon. That's his new name. The man. Salt water. If you want to fly up there and stay in a hotel for a minute and go play with Andrew and the boys, that's fine. But you don't need your house up there. That, you know, when I moved to the Florida Keys, well, when I moved to the Keys, I still kept a place up in Miami, and I was thinking, I'd still go up there. No, it got less and less and less. So I gave up my place in Miami, and I was permanently an island man. Island Dan, KeysDAN. I even changed my moniker, and no matter where I move, it's always going to be KeysDAN, even though I'm in Arkansas now. And moving to Arkansas, right. The reasoning, my wife, you know, she missed her family, but the cost of living is a whole lot less here in Arkansas than it was in the Florida Keys or even any part of South Florida, Miami. So as we get older, we start living simpler, and I see that you're living simply. Look, if you can't get your strawberries, there's always a coconut tree. Maybe you can't shimmy up there like you did back in your 20s, but you could chop that thing down. I'm sure you could find a tool that'll help you get that coconut down, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
or an able-bodied person, whatever.
Yeah, you'll find that guy on the beach that shimmies up that coconut tree. I used to be able to do it. Oh my gosh, back to old man corner. I used to be a lot stronger. I used to be a lot more agile. I used to be able to scale walls like Spider-Man. Speaking of, have you been watching any of that Spider Noir? What's your movies? What's your shows right now? Are you watching anything, or are you just sitting on the beach?
I'm watching this show, Marshall's, a spin-off of the Yellowstone thing.
Ooh, yeah, with the husband and wife. I guess she's kind of a stern lady, very, very opinionated lady. I haven't caught that, and I think they moved to Texas, if I'm not mistaken. That's what the previews keep telling me.
I'm not sure. This one is with the son, the Casey, the son,
yes.
Marshall's. It's called.
Yes.
Yeah,
well, U.S. Marshals are generally in. Texas Marshals are generally in Texas. Okay. I think that's where the U.S. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm conflagrating.
I think this one takes place in Montana.
Okay, well, the original one was in Montana. Maybe they moved there later. But I know the previews that I've been seeing. I did like that Yellowstone, and I watched the whole thing, and it got a little political at the end, where Kevin Costner was kind of he became the governor, and then he started to clean house. Kind of looked like Doge. I know we touched a little bit politically on your thoughts of the U.S. politics versus Canadian politics, but he saw this whole room full of people. What do? Oh, they advise you. Well, they don't need to advise me anymore. They're all gone.
Out.
Boom.
Yeah.
Talk about cleaning house. He just saved, hundreds of thousands, maybe even $1 million just in those salaries. Now, I feel for those people that got fired. It used to be you get a government job and you're set for life. Oh, I got a government job and I'm set for life. Yeah. But now it doesn't look too stable. But you don't have one of those government jobs. You're hanging out in the islands, man. How does it feel? Did your blood pressure go down? Let me know about your psyche as you left Canada on an airplane or maybe a slow boat. I don't know. How did you get down there?
We flew. So logistically, we were spending most of our time figuring out, we had to ship a bunch of stuff down, and that went on a boat, and it's met us down here, and we had 8 or 9 bags with us, and it was a lot. And we had 2 dogs we brought with us, so logistically it was we were kind of we had to go into Toronto the night before and leave our dogs overnight so they could get on the plane. It was I was thinking about a lot of that logistical stuff. Okay, when we get there, we got to do this, we got to do that. But once I got in and got settled and, kind of put my bags down, I was just like, you just breathe the air, and it was just, okay, I left Canada and it was cold. I'm here now and I feel better. And I'm just like, whatever happens, happens. I'm here. We're here, we made it. And, so that's just been like, I guess like an island mentality. Like, yeah, that's fine, whatever, man. Tomorrow, yep, sure, no problem. You're mad? That's great. Be mad. That's okay. I don't care.
Oh, here I am living vicariously through you. I remember island life. I remember waving hello to everybody. Hey, how you doing? Everything good? How's it going? Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Nice to be with you. And that that island life. We had a thing called Keys disease, and maybe the local hardware store would be open, or it could be closed for fishing, or closed because the whole place is sick. Yes. The one guy that runs the store is sick. Oh, so the only place to get a suit is closed for illness or fishing, or the parade is going on. So they closed the business. Oh man. And well, I'll get it tomorrow then. That's the mentality you have to have in the islands is, I can't get it today. I'll get it tomorrow. No big deal.
Exactly. And I was planning to do the interview from home, and our internet's out. So I'm like, I better get somewhere where I can get some kind of internet and do the interview. I was like, I don't want to really reschedule, but so I thought, okay, let me see what I can do. So there's this little place that's not too far, and it seems to be pretty good reception. The only downside is that my phone is on low battery.
That is hilarious. Well, I mean,
the island life. I don't take a charger with me. I don't take sometimes I don't even take my phone at all. So
look, if
I just
it goes out
where I need to go, and
if it goes out, it goes out. That's the island life. I'm transporting myself back to the islands right now with you, Jevon Rudder. And I know you said that nothing much is going on, but if anybody's in Barbados, I want them to get to the sipping room on Fridays. Is that the gig that you're doing now? Because it's hard to start all over. I started all over at 40 years old. I gave up South Florida, the Florida Keys, morning radio, doing weddings every weekend, parties, all the, I was set. And then as soon as your honey says, hey, I miss my mama, let's go back to Arkansas, I packed up. And, we were here within a week, and so I understand that sometimes for your health, for your sanity, going someplace else, someplace is going to be good for you. And I know I have happy wife, happy life. So it's good, man. And you say nothing's going on, but that is a big something going on that you left Canada and you're in the islands. I'm jealous that you're down there, and I'm here in the center of the country. I know we only get like 1 week of snow and ice, but that's 1 week too much. 1 week, way too much. I'm sure you're not going to have to deal with shoveling snow down there in Barbados. No way, no how. Yeah.
I can't handle it anymore. My body just can't deal with it. It's so tough to do. And, once my oldest son moved out, it was really nobody to, sure, I got a snowblower, but pushing that thing around, it's just like, the body's just too beat up and broken. And it's just, you were talking about living with less. Like I'm so happy living with less. When we went through our house, I probably threw 7 or 8 truckloads. I got a Ram, the back and the bed filled with garbage, just stuff that was sitting in my basement for 10 years. That stuff that I moved from the other house to this house that is just sitting there. I'm like, what am I ever going to use this again? Let's donate it. Like, we donated so much stuff, like piles of clothes that don't fit anymore, and everything just got reduced. And like, okay, well, this is sort of the essentials now. All right. Like, and I feel way better about it. Just that cleansing was just so therapeutic, and it took a while to get rid of some of the stuff. But at the end of the day, I was like, made the hard call, and like, I don't need this. I don't need this. It's a keepsake, and I don't look at it at all. It sits in a box in the basement. Let me give it to somebody else who thinks they might be able to use it, because I can't anymore.
Yeah, there's whole shows devoted to that called Hoarders, where people just keep stuff. And I learned a long time ago, if I put it in a box and I haven't touched it in a year, just throw the box away. Don't even open it. Throw the box away. You don't need to open it and see that, oh, that's that old electronic thing from the 90s that doesn't work. No, don't need it. Even if it's a mixing board, even if it's my old turntables, even if it's an old microphone, don't need it. You haven't touched it in a year, donate it. Go find somebody that could use it now. But hey, I wanted to ask before we got out of here is how was it reconnecting with your brother? Are you getting closer again?
Yeah, it's almost like we kind of forgot about all the stuff that happened, and we're just kind of starting over. We don't really talk about the past that much, and not the negative parts, anyways. And I really didn't know what was going to happen. Like after my mom died, and everybody kind of, she kind of kept everything together, and it was a mess from there. And it's been like 9 years or so. I didn't even tell him I was coming. I just showed up, and he owns a restaurant down here in a hotel, and I just showed up there and said hi. Shook his hand. How you doing? He goes, yeah, I heard you're on the island, and I'm like, yeah, I'm here, but. And then he's like, okay, well, let's get your number, and and that was it. There was no, I never told him I was coming. I just showed up, right? We did everything, and then I didn't want anybody's help. I didn't want to ask anybody's advice. If we make mistakes, we'll make them on our own, and we'll go there. And if nobody wants to talk to me, I'm just as happy with that. But it ended up that it was okay, and it was nice. It was nice to connection, and none of that stuff from 9 years ago that doesn't matter anymore. It's just mutually. We never said the words, but it's just we don't need to worry about that stupid shit. We've got so much stuff to worry about moving forward.
Yeah, water under the bridge. I have a little brother that I haven't talked to in a little while, and we were so close growing up. We used to beat up on each other so much, and I used to beat up on him until he got much taller than me. Then he'd beat up on me, and so I miss that boy. And he's been on this podcast, and I haven't talked to him in a while. Now I feel like I need to call him and reconnect. But he's clear across the country. He's up in Washington, in Walla Walla, Washington. So if you can get further away from where we grew up in Miami in the Florida Keys, he went as far as he could without getting out of these continental United States. But I'm glad that you're reconnecting, man. You showed up. He's got a restaurant down there. Are you bussing for him? Are you working the kitchen a little bit, working the grill? I guess your battery's about to go out. Let's close this thing up, man. I guess we lost my main man, Jevon Rudder. Well, there you have it, party people. Jevon Rudder, island living. Oh, my phone's about to die. Boom, it died. The man started off with nothing's going on too much, except I moved to the islands from Canada. I moved to Barbados from Canada. Yeah, that's big news. That's big. Reconnected with his brother. That's big. Got a regular Friday night gig. That's big. That's huge. That means so much. All right, as an independent artist, as a starving artist, to get a gig that's steady every week, the people want to hear you. The people want to see you. The people want to have you around every week. That is big. And you treat them right, they're going to treat you right. It's symbiotic. The pay is one thing, okay? It might not be because, when I do private events or some of those solo events, I can get paid 2, 3, 4 times as much. But to have that steady gig where they treat you right and they take care of you, maybe they send you home with a doggy bag at the end of the night, which they do from time to time. If I'm hungry, they'll feed me. If I'm sad, they make me happy. It's always good to have that steady gig and to develop that relationship. I'm so glad Jevon Rudder landed on his feet on an island, getting his head right, getting his body right. Thank you so much, Jevon Rudder, for spending a little bit of time with us. And hey, your phone went dead. No big deal. You're on the island. I'm sure you'll catch up with whoever's calling soon enough. Oh man, I do miss the island life. I do. I really do. I'll get there. But all right. I know I was a firefighter back then, so you had to be there on time, and there was that part of it. But for every other aspect of life down there, you get there when you get there. What time are we fishing? About noon. All right. You get there by 2. Yeah, you got there. I just been sipping on sodas and having some sandwiches, sitting here by the beach, watching that coconut tree. I think that coconut's about to fall. I'm waiting for it. Like people watch paint dry. We watch for coconuts to fall and seagulls and pelicans and looking for manatees to swim up, which they did. They used to swim up behind the canal all the time. Oh, so fun. So much. Oh, I missed Island. I miss the salt water. I miss the seawater. It's good for your bruises. It's good for your mentality. Just looking at the ocean, the power, and just visualizing the power of the ocean, the water, the waves going in and out, and sitting in the water. You don't have to necessarily swim. I mean, swimming is good for you. I remember one time when I was a kid swimming in Fort Lauderdale on the beach, and I got ripped away. Okay, in the 70s, people didn't pay much attention. Your parents would say, all right, go out and swim. Don't go too far out. And here I am getting swept away. I must have been a good, almost a mile away from where my parents were. So I had to fight my way back into the shore. I'm not saying that they didn't pay attention. Hey, my mom and stepdad, they grew up. They loved me. They just, I guess we didn't pay much. They didn't pay much attention to us. We grew up a little stronger, a little more independent than these kids today. But yeah, I got swept away in the ocean. So there is power there in the ocean. You got to respect the ocean, but there is beauty, and there is serenity, and there is calmness in living near the ocean. And Barbados, oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. There's a spot that I might retire to. Oh my goodness. Good on you, Jevon Rudder. Thank you so much for being on the What Makes You Famous podcast once again. And give up that place in Canada. You're not going back there. No way. No way. You got a brother in Barbados. You got familial ties. You got your residency. You said you're still a citizen because of your family. Oh, yeah. Jevon Rudder, you're an island man now. All right, that's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. Now, if you, my loyal listener, if you'd like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email KeysDAN@AOL.com. That's it for me. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.